Today at Penn State Behrend, the director of the Economic Research Institute of Erie, Dr. Ken Louie, gave a talk to students about economic inequality in America, describing what caused it and what long-term effects could mean for the country as a whole. The director of the Economic Research Institute of Erie, Dr. Ken Louie, talked with students about economic inequality in America.
On average, the incomes of those in the upper brackets are growing much more rapidly than the incomes of those in the lower income brackets. And so because of the differential growth in incomes, over time, you have a widening gap between the economic outcomes on the well-to-do versus those that are less well-to-do.
Louie explained that it was in the 1970s where income inequality between different demographic groups began to show.
Some of the more common accepted explanations are the rise of globalization, where we have become more open, as have other countries, so we have to compete more vigorously with them. Also, the more rapid advance in technology. We have seen just explosive technological breakthroughs during this time period. And finally, also roughly at that time, there were major shifts in government policy, such as deregulating many industries, that some have pointed to as a potential reason.
However, Louie pointed out that since around 2019 to the present, hourly wages have been rising among lower income groups.
So there is some progress. But that growth in hourly earnings over the past few years has not been enough to offset the growth in inequality that has occurred over the past few decades.
And Louie said these trends affect us locally here in Erie because in many ways we're a microcosm of the country as a whole.
When we see national trends like the ones I've explained, they really are similar to what we see here in Erie, so we can expect to see very similar results.
And Dr. Louie told us the goal he hopes to accomplish with these talks is to make everyone more aware of economic inequality and have more people in the private sector address some of those issues rather than just leaving it for the government to fix.